Hi guys, so behind me we have the Toyota Corolla and the Toyota RAV4. Both these cars are based on what Toyota calls the TNGA platform. So in the last 5 years, we heard a lot about TNGA, about how good it is, anzua. So in this video, we will look at what TNGA is and what benefit does it actually bring to common people on the road. Now, in the age of platform sharing, you may be surprised to know that before TNGA came about, Toyota had more than 100 different platforms across the world. So with TNGA, they have compressed everything to just 5 different platform variations. And as of this year, 2020, the TNGA platform accounts for nearly 50% of Toyota's total global production. In 3 years' time, they're going to bring that proportion up to 80%. Now, there are a total of 5 different variations of the TNGA platform. The Corolla here sits on what we call the GAC platform that also shares with the CHR, with the Lexus UX. The RAV4 over there sits on the GA Care platform that it shares with the Camry, with the Lexus ES. There's also the GAL platform that is reserved exclusively for Lexus, and there's a GAN platform that is for bigger sized Toyota cars like the Crown and the Mirai. Now, to correct a popular misconception, the Vios and the Yaris, both of which will be facelifted soon by the way, are not based on the TNGA platform. But the recently launched GR Yaris from Europe, that one is, and it sits on the new GAB platform that is designed for compact vehicles. Now, as is the case with most modular automobile platforms these days, you can freely vary the length, width, height, even wheelbase across different models, and you can still share a great variety of components and even manufacturing lines. But the one dimension that almost always remains constant is the distance between the front axle and the firewall. So each variation of the TNGA platform has a standardized seat height that determines the driving position of models that are underpinned by that platform. So if you look inside a Corolla, the RAV4, or any Toyota with the TNGA platform, you'll notice that they look broadly similar in terms of their architecture, but the various little details are all starkly different to give each car its own unique look and feel inside. So the most appealing aspect of the TNGA platform, at least for enthusiasts, is that Toyota is able to make the new body structures anywhere between 30 to 65% stiffer than their predecessors. What's more, you get rear double wishbone suspension. Now, the advantage of double wishbone suspension over a torsion beam is that you get lower unsprung weight, and for the engineers, it is easier for them to tune the suspension characteristics to give you the best balance in terms of ride and handling. Now, I am standing behind me here is perhaps the worst possible corner you can think of. So leading up to that corner is this long straight where most cars could easily accelerate up to 50-60 kilometers per hour, and then you hit this pavement area, all right, brick pavement, and at the apex there you see it's got, you know, brick pavement meets tarmac, and you've got rut there as well. So definitely not ideal for grip or traction. What's worse, if you understeer here, you can hit the lamppost, you can hit the concrete divider, and as you come out of this brick pavement area, another change in grip levels, brick pavement to tarmac. What's worse, to top it off, after you negotiate all this unfavorable circumstance, you've got this here, this bump here. If you carry too much speed, this bump is ready to just throw your car off. I am going to take the Corolla there and attack this corner in the most irresponsible fashion possible. I'm approaching the bend, okay, accelerating 60 kilometers per hour, slight brake gun, and the Corolla absolutely took it without a fuss. So what happened just now? Despite my rather ham-fisted driving, the Corolla just maintained its composure and stability as it negotiated through all those unfavorable circumstances around the bend, even soaking up that last bump like it was not there. See, the thing is that what Toyota has gotten very, very right with the setup of this car is that it has given you a chassis that feels very fluid, that gives you a lot of confidence for you to tackle your day-to-day driving with a degree of enthusiasm. You know, the nice thing about the Corolla's chassis is that although it's dynamic, it manages to be a very comfortable one, a very supple one. So like you see, right now I'm going over these bumps, all right? You can feel the suspension really doing its work to keep the cabin isolated from the uneven and the unpleasantries of what's going on down there without sacrificing too much on feedback. All these neighborhood pothole bumps are dealt with in convincing fashion, and this is the kind of balance you really can only achieve with independent rear suspension, and especially in the Corolla's case, rear double wishbones, because in most cars this class, when you have a rear torsion beam, the added unsprung weight of the torsion beam it always causes the rear to get unsettled pretty easily. And the thing about this car is that even this kind of neighborhood corners, it's just nice to take it, even though at low speed. It feels pleasant. The steering, the brakes, the accelerator, all exudes pleasant sensations that makes you want to even take simple corners like this over and over again. So right now I'm standing at a T-junction, small road going onto main road. Now, and as you can see here, visibility is going to be a problem. You've got a tree here, you've got a tree here, so you really need a good line of sight in order to be able to negotiate going to the main road safely. So here we are inside the RAV4, and let me just come out, all right, of this junction, and I show you there the visibility. So you see that triangle window allows you the opportunity to sort of like catch a glimpse, and the positioning of the side mirror ensures minimal visual intrusion. Now, what's better is the way the A-pillar is angled, almost pointing towards the driver. The thick profile, it actually faces this way, so that from the driver's point of view, it impedes as little of the vision as possible. And here you can see the way the side mirror is positioned outboard of the car. It gives you that gap to look through this zone to check maybe there's a motorcycle there or a kid about to cross the road, something that you may otherwise miss. So the other thing Toyota has done is that they have kept the dashboard low, they've kept the bonnet low. This ensures that you get good over-the-top visibility as you look forward. Now, developed in tandem with the TNGA platform is the new Dynamic Force engine family. Globally, this is part of Toyota's initiative to streamline its engine lineup from 800 different variations worldwide to just 17. Currently, members of this engine family range from 1.5 litre 3-cylinders to 3.4 litre V6. This being Toyota, there is of course hybrid derivatives in selected markets. Here in the RAV4, you get a 2.5 litre 4-cylinder version. All right, and technologies built into this engine include D4S dual injection. So you have a direct and port injection system that alternates between each other or works together depending on engine load. The most important point that you may want to take note of this engine is that it has a 40% thermal efficiency that's twice as efficient as most other engines on the market. So to put in other words, every liter of fuel this thing burns generates twice as much horsepower as the next most efficient engine. Now, I just got hold of this car from Bobby earlier today, and we know Bobby drives with almost zero regard toward fuel efficiency, and now I'm also driving it pretty exuberantly. I'm still seeing just 9.9 kilometers per liter on the trip computer. To give you a basis for comparison, my mother's CX-5 also reads about what, 9.7, 9.8 kilometers per liter. All right, and we all know the Mazda Skyactiv G2.0 is one of the most fuel efficient engines around. So for the Toyota 2.5 to deliver similar levels of fuel efficiency with a similarly sized body, that's pretty astonishing. And performance-wise, this engine is perfectly good. So it does not have, of course, the surge of a turbocharged engine. It doesn't have that punch. But what you get is you get immediate throttle response. You get a linear throttle response. So basically what you get is you step how much, it goes how much. It is very easy, very pleasant to manage for your day-to-day driving. And what's useful is that in that 2,000 to 4,000 RPM power band, all right, there is adequate torque on offer that you don't feel this engine is straining to pull the RAV4's weight. Of course, granted that the 8-speed automatic transmission paired to the engine also does a fair job in keeping the engine in its power band. So TNGA, right, if you really want to dive deep into it, it's a long story and it may take 2 or 3 hours of video. But suffice to say, what's important for people like you and me, people who love cars, people who drive cars, people who buy cars, what we have here is that Toyota has found a way once again to make ever better cars, you know, at a more cost-effective way, in a more efficient way. And they are still making cars that hold true to their mantra of being reliable, being dependable, but they have also made them fun to drive. And this is where the added stiffness of the TNGA body shell and the rear double wishbone suspension really comes into play in giving these cars properly sorted dynamics. I mean, both the Corolla and the RAV4, one thing that really stands out about these cars is how I can really just chuck these things around corners with full confidence that they will pull themselves through. And what's even more impressive is that all this dynamic gifts, all right, come hand in hand with a superbly plush ride quality. Now I'm going over some really rough patches of road, and let me just show you. But the suspension is just taking it all in, all right, whilst keeping all my wheels firmly planted on the road. Right, it is just such a sparkling car to drive. So what Toyota is saying is that by 2023, 80% of their cars will be based on the TNGA platform. And if the CHR, the Camry, the Corolla, and here the RAV4, you know, is a sign of things to come, I say bring it on. Bring it all on. So those of you guys who prioritize reliable, fuss-free motoring experience no longer need to settle for a boring driving experience. All right, so guys, that's it for today's special feature video on the Toyota TNGA platform. Hope you found it informative, hope you found it useful. If you like our content, very much appreciate it if you can help us with 2 clicks, right? The like button, the subscribe button. You can also find the links to the channels of my other team members, Bobby, Bang, Tana, Chriswy, the whole gang of us, in the description section. Go check out all their channels. We are one of the most active group of car reviewers in the market. So we try to generate, you know, as much reviews of the latest cars as possible in order to help you guys with your buying decision, to buy the car that best fit your needs at your budget. Okay, if you are buying a used car, you can come to us as well through our panel of inspection centers to give your car a thorough health check to see if it's worth buying. If your car's warranty is expiring, come to us. We give you 1 year peace of mind if you purchase Evo Club extended warranty with us. Okay, renew your insurance with us as well. Evo Club insurance, 40% savings upfront. Okay, and yeah, so many other benefits we have on offer for you guys. Many other ways we try our best to help you generate a more satisfying, a more fulfilling experience of owning your cars. Okay, so do check us out. All right, subscribe to our channels. Go join Evo Club at club.evomalaysia.com. And yeah, so until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.